Yo, how are we doing, people? How's everybody doing? Hopefully, we have some people watching tonight. We know we have a little competition. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop in and see who said hi here really quick. We got a few people. And because, people show up. They come out of the woodwork because they want to know more about mics, because you can never have too many mics. It's just like a thing that people love. So, there's my son. He's going to bed, so I had to say hi. So, let's get into this. How's everybody doing today? So, let's take a look here. We got Brian Paul. How you doing? I know why you're here. All right. Let's just be honest. It's not this pretty face, probably. All right. I know what's going on. Hey, how we doing? Okay, so we're talking mics. So you guys coming out of the woodwork, but I just want to let you know that we do have a guest today also who is a musician, because what's better than having people talking about mics that use mics? I mean, I'm using a mic, right? But we're content creators. But the great thing that we're going to find out is this musician, right? He's also becoming a content creator. So when we talk about mics, sometimes it's multi-use. And a lot of people, when they're doing their content creation, we know they use USB mics. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what the heck is an XLR mic? Is this more complicated? Is there a lot to it? That's what we're going to talk about a little bit. Most of the time, you're upping your quality and your control. And so we'll talk about that a little bit. And what it entails. And sometimes it's a little scary to use something that's a little bit different technology-wise, but overall, it's not that complicated. And we'll go over a little bit of the details. And what we're going to go through is a gamut of them, because this is the problem, right? I love tech. And when you start doing things tech related and audio related, and when it comes to mics, it just seems like for some reason you end up buying like a bunch of them that you're not even going to end up using, but it's like, oh, I heard about this one. I got to have this one. This is the golden one. And then I can't ever get that one, And so that's what happens. And, but we're going to go over some of the details right now. So first I want to, welcome my wife. She's watching also. And I just want to say that our guest who's coming on, he and I probably have some differing opinions on some of these mics, because, right, what does everyone say? Sound is debatable or subjective. Some people like different sounds, and then other people don't like certain sounds. Most people in this house can't stand the sound of my voice. You know what I'm saying? And so, but we're going to bring in the musician, and because it was a blue, right? Just, I had to have a blue. It was blue, or you might have to have something because it's a name brand. Oh, I got to have that, Ferrari. No, I'm not having a Ferrari, but let's go and bring in our guest. His name is Jeffrey Smith. And we're going to talk about mics, and we're going to ask what he likes about mics. Maybe we're going to talk about a little bit of condenser mics and dynamic and the situations which they benefit you and they don't. So here is Jeffrey Smith. Can you hear me, Jeff?
I can hear you, John.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's quite a nice mic you have there.
It's a lovely mic. I see you've fostered some decent taste finally and copied me. That's cool.
Well, you were like, hey, you got to come out of the dark ages. You can't have a BM 800 forever.
It was sad. I saved you.
So this is the truth, right? I started, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, I started with a BM800 made by Xingyu. Another popular one is another one by XLVon that was been around. And it's really just a real cheap person's mic to get into XLRs. And I have it right here, and this is an audio interface, right? I have a Motu M2 audio interface.
Nice.
I did a bunch of videos on it, and this is what I used with literally a $20 mic, and this is an $170 interface at the time.
Yep.
So, and I was so happy about the sound because I came from a USB mic, which I thought sounded great when I started 8 months ago. And when I just plugged in this $20 mic, I was ultra impressed. So
I mean, we can run from it. There are some really good USB mics. We know this. I mean, probably the Wave 3 Elgato for example, is a great USB mic. A lot of it is enhanced by its really unique software that comes with that. But in general, USB mics just still can't handle the oomph that even a low quality XLR connection with a great interface can do. It's just a fact. It gets down to the types of cablings and the shieldings and the amount of presence that you can get. And the other issue you have with USB, because you're seeing a lot more of these USB hybrids, is USB really can't power through that source a lot of the oomph that you need to get these mics up into the right gain level. So the new Shure V7 that came out, for example, I think it's a nice mic, but when you get that price point, and I may be starting to veer into different directions, but that I looked at that as an option. And where you're talking about, I think people really need to really have a common sense discussion like you're having, and that is, hey, there's nothing wrong with the USB. I started with a Samson and $69 Meteor.
Right.
It's a lovely little mic. It'll get the job done, really, and there's nothing wrong with it. But it's not going to compete to almost a comparative XLR in my mind.
Right. And when we're looking at a different perspective here too, because that USB mic, right? I have one sit on the shelf back there actually. Yeah. And it's fantastic if you want to throw it in your bag with your laptop and you're out somewhere and you just plug it in. And this particular mic, which I think is fantastic, has a gain control right on it. It's a $21 mic.
Yeah.
So it's like it has a gain on it. It has a latency headphone plug in it for $21. So, okay, I get that. That makes sense. But when you're coming into the level where we are right now, right, which is we're trying to become content creators. We're trying to improve where we start. And we're always making, and if you're a tech related content creator, well, then, oh my God, right? It's like another thing to play with, you know?
Yeah, there's two things. You're right. There's two things at play at there. And that one would be that initial, like, across the table on the first date credibility thing. So I'm a guy who likes tech, and I go to John's, I see him on this, what is he talking into? So, and then you get into like audiophile people who their ears just hurt. Like, so I have a different take on audio than other people in my band will, because I'm listening for different things as a drummer often than they are in their mixes over the many, many years. So that also, and also I'm going a little bit deaf in here, but so that drives, like, what are you used to? That's why I really think, I always tell people, please do not buy really expensive mics at the beginning. Start with a USB, get understanding of that unit. And then, and you and I've had this discussion quite a bit, and then move on like you've done. I think the way you've done it, to me, is a great blueprint to save people a lot of heartache and lessen.
Well, this is the reason why I do this whole little live streaming, is to learn from people's mistakes, for other people to come in and we talk about the mistakes we make. And I think I told to you, I was speaking one day, and I tell a lot of people that I went and spent money on things that I thought were going to be better, like the audio interface, before I spent money on lights. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're out there, anyone, is if you're going to do that, it's a mistake. Okay. Don't buy this first before you get good lighting, because even if you have a Logitech camera or whatever you own, you're gonna have a way better look when you have the correct lighting. And I know a lot of people ask me like what my setup is and what my specs are and what are you using for lights and this and that. And if you give me by next week, I'll have a full list of all that stuff also that I'll attach to my live streams. And even like the RGB lights, I've had people ask me. And so I'll do that stuff. But
yeah, to your point, I think the lighting is a great example. So I love the audio aspect of it. It was a big concern of mine, obviously. But I would tell you, to your point, I started with a $19 Jellycomb HD camera, several of them, because I put them all 4 on my OSB, and I ran a hand, feet, and overhead things from my teachers who are in LA. And it was great to have that, but they were $19 and they're great. Now, they're great. Why? Because of the lighting. So you get these cheap, for example, these cameras will do just fine. But if you get some decent lighting, they will make these cameras look so good.
Right. The sensors are so small, right? It's the same concept with, cameras, right? When the sensor is small, their dynamic range is going to be a lot less, and the low light situation is going to be definitely different. Right. And we have Aaron here. He's one of the guys that comes into the live stream just about weekly. And he's saying, I got a 2015 camera. And he said the lighting was key for making it look good. Right. So, and if you take a look at a couple of his videos at his YouTube channel, it's like the background looks good and everything looks good because he's got the lighting, set up to accentuate that.
Well, people try to use the software, right? They're like, oh, I got my webcam. I go into that terrible web software. I'm just going to bump it up. Well, no, you need to help it out with the lights. He did exactly the right thing. I mean, that's just brilliant because that will change. I mean, if his audio or our audio is just good enough, right? As long as the presentation is good. It's like food that probably doesn't taste as good as you think it does, but man, they brought it out in a nice dish and they placed it nice and it looks good. At least you're getting a fuller experience. And sometimes that leaves a better user experience than just sound with a crappy visual, right?
Right. So we're tech guys. We're both into tech, and a lot of the people here are into the tech side of things. And if they're not, it doesn't matter, because if you're a content creator, you're going to learn tech. You have to learn a certain amount of tech. Yeah. So you're going to be forced to improve,
Yeah, unless you have a team, and I don't know of too many people starting off like we do. They have a team.
Yeah, I got a team. Don't count. I got a team right. I got a team upstairs, but they just feed me. So
yeah, same here. My wife will make cookies, but that never got my lights turned on or dialed in. I noticed.
Right.
And her ambivalence to what I do in life now is not helpful either. So,
So we got Robert here. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, he's got a great little YouTube channel. Actually did an interview with me last week. And I appreciate that, Robert. And he said, my emphasis has been on lighting and audio. And that's a good place to put your emphasis on in the beginning, And then when you get that down, and then you start spreading things out and figuring out where you need to improve, because, just editing your software and spending money on something like that, or spending money on, there's a million things depending on what you're trying to achieve. And that is the big thing, right? What are you trying to achieve? And I'm going to get a little bit more into, what I'm going to tell you might shock you, but I also want to switch mics a little bit to give people a little bit of different flavor.
That's fine. And I see Brian Paul coming in swinging. And he's completely right. It's just, you start getting into, when you start talking about what is the best approach in starting and what gets the biggest bang for the buck, he's right. And then he's starting to get into discussion though, but what if something is bad? What is the better of the bad? Well, clearly if I can't really hear your message and I have to lip sync great video, that's really not going to help. So Brian's absolutely correct on that when you start talking about, well, what if one's just bad? Well, I think at that point we have a whole nother discussion. But as far as the approach, I do think lighting first, decent audio. I mean, audio that works. Of course, this works. I mean, this is great sound, really.
Right.
And as an audio effect tech or whatever person, you can run it and really do some cool sounds with it. So,
Well, here's the thing. You can hear me on this mic, right?
I do, and I hear the difference immediately.
Okay. So, right off the bat, right, we went from a dynamic mic to a condenser right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I want to talk about, too, like what you're saying about, let me just a couple comments here,
Yep.
right? He went down Mike Hall. He went down the rabbit hole, right?
I saw him in there. We were rummaging around for the last carrot.
Right. And then Brian is emphasizing what we're just saying about the diminishing returns on things. And
he's right. Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do when you're addicted to tech, though, so you could, let's be logical. Okay.
But then you're getting into personality traits of you and a normal person. Come on.
You guys aren't normal. Don't even try to fool me. Right. You're all normal. Starting YouTube channels or have already too. So we're on the same boat.
There's nobody in this chat right now who would pass like a test in a psych office right now. So let's just
be honest.
Let's be honest. We're safe here. We're fine. We're all nuts.
And listen, here's the thing, right? The thing is, when you go into some of these live streams or these YouTube channels, you start talking and you hear these people talk and you hear that echo. And then you look at some of them and you're like, this guy's got 50,000 subscribers, right? But his content is incredible. Then the people are going to listen. But I'm going to tell you the truth straight out. Sometimes they're hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get to it like, oh my God, would this guy have 70,000 subscribers if he sounded better?
He might. I mean, when you say he doesn't sound good, are you speaking about the message or what aspect of him not sounding good are we talking about here?
Now, you know what I feel is, especially if you're doing a talking head like this, some people feel different about the mic. Some people want to have the mic out of the picture.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some people want to have it in, right? And so I think like if you don't need this room and you can have a mic right in front of you without the echo, I think that your voice is going to sound so much more incredible, and no one's going to care if that mic is in the picture.
Yeah. And some people want that. Like some people find having that source, even if it really doesn't matter to their particular content, they love that. They love having, even like the pod mic was designed to kind of look like, maybe an RE20 or something,
yes.
That has that old school vibe. So they're definitely using some tricks to kind of get people to feel comfortable for those who really love that. And then there are others who hate having it in the shot. And of course, if you're a gamer, that could be a deal breaker too, if it's in your way. I think a lot of those guys are using, condensers, of course, but.
So right now I am listening to, you're listening to an AKG 120. Okay. That I paid $69 for, $69. And I honestly believe that it sounds great for the price. So that's my opinion, but like we always say, sound is subjective, and there'll be a lot of people who maybe don't like this sound.
Well, it goes back to, let's just take the extreme version, the Shure, 7B, right? The SM7B, which a lot of people love, but the truth of it is, if you're really honest about it, it's not a natural sounding mic, right? So it's basically a wool sock. Now I like it. I have one, and there's a thing about it that I do like, but you're right. When we get into condenser mics, we have a better shot at finding the more natural voice that really gets into the throat at that K range, and also into sibilance and sparkle, which you're not going to get with an SM7B. It's not. So like a TLM, I always used to throw this out. A TLM 103 would probably be it's $1,000 mic, but it's also probably going to be the most flat and most natural voice out of the box without EQing mic you're going to get, except for maybe a Neumann like 87A or whatever.
Right. And then if you want to go cheaper, like the most flat mic that you're going to get that's cheaper is the NT1.
Yeah. So great example. Yeah, the NT1.
The
I
Rode
may get an
NT1.
NT. I don't have an NT1. I want to back, and someone made a comment here, and I don't know who never call me again is, but the acoustical treatment. Absolutely. For example, I've got a room down here that's probably, I don't know, 20 by 20. It's just big.
Right.
It has no acoustical treatment other than, a lot of Oriental rugs on the floor. One of my projects for what I do will be I'm making with a studio engineer in Milwaukee. We're going to document making our own acoustical panels. Absolutely correct. That is, I wish people would get into more acoustical treatment, although it is kind of pricey.
It's
There are ways.
pricey.
Yeah.
But there's cheap ways to start, right?
There
Because
is.
I have curtains right in front of me.
Absolutely.
And so that helps. And then if I really wanted to spend a little bit of money for the first thing, it would be to the ceiling, and so that would be, the look. But you can see I got my curtains over here and the whole layout. So, that's what I could do, but it all depends. Like you want to weigh the odds. What's more important? Do I sound good enough? So here's my point, because right now I'm going to do something, right, that not a lot of people probably would do, but I ran out of mic stands, by the way. So
I've got about 150 here. I should send them to you. I don't use them anymore.
I have like 2 desk ones, and I got my arm here and stuff, but I kind of like ran out of stuff. So this is on, I got my Rodecaster, and right now I'm on my 4th input right now. I'm going to switch over, and I want you just to listen to this mic really quick. All right. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this mic right here is $20. It's
It's funny. It has that SM7B throw to it. You know what
Does
I mean?
it really?
It's got a little wool to it, but I think it could be the.
I have a little processing on everything today. Okay. It's all the same though. But it's not anything that you wouldn't do if you did a video. Well,
I don't know why people need to run from it. If you can process, it's like, it's okay. We do all sorts of things to our photos and other things. I don't know why people get all up in arms about EQing. I mean, granted, we all would like to, we'd like to have the best input possible to work with, whether it's video or audio. So I totally get it. But anyway, that was just my side rant on that. Retired as SM7B for a U87. And look, if I could afford one, I bet it sounds amazing. I mean, if he has acoustical treatment, which I suspect he does.
The warm U80s, that's a good mic. That is a really good mic.
$4 or $5 it should be.
But we're talking also, we're talking a Shure SM7B. Me personally, I don't think there's ever a need for me to ever spend that money on a mic. Like, I don't think I will ever do that.
No, I did, but I would never do it. And I would never advise anybody with the options out there these days. And also we have to get back to the other thing. Unless you are doing audio quality that is going to be for audiobooks or something that's not going to be hyper compressed, like, I don't know, everything we do on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, that's another issue. And granted that the better range and dynamic range we have for the mics going in will help in that compression result. So I get that. It's the in and out thing, but we are not hearing pure audio. There's only so much we can really do at this compression, right?
And so now we're on a different mic.
I would say, what's the mic you have there right there?
You want to take a guess?
Is that the 120 or is that's not the H?
This is a MXL 990.
Oh, it's a 990.
Yeah. Another mic that is $74. Okay. And it's a little bit harsh on the S's, a little bit more than other things. But I think again, it's $74 and the AKG was $69. I don't think that anyone would have to spend more money than that if you were looking to get like really good sound. There's no one that's going to come to your video and be like, that guy sounds like crap. They're not the way this sounds.
It's not going to happen. And most people just don't have the ears to really know that. You'll get people, some who can, and some who don't realize that they are now deaf in certain hertz, and they think it's, not them.
Right.
You know, you should call out that comment there about Never Call Me Again about the 58, because I couldn't agree more. So I have a 57.
Yeah, and he's
57
absolutely right with that.
with the windsock on it.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, this thing, some people had a hard time telling the difference between this and an SM7B. And
absolutely.
yeah, and of course the reason is it's not really a lot different
Right.
in everything that's going on. But you know, we had to fake it obviously and set it back and then get rid of all that extra sibilance and stuff. But oh yeah, I mean, a 57 or 58 workhorse for $100, he couldn't be more right.
No, and that's where like I don't think the pod mic is perfect,
No,
but for
it's
the
not.
spoken word, I like how for my voice it gives it a little bit more definition, and
Yeah.
in the spoken word, you know.
Yeah, I have yet to. Now I run a noise filter because of a little fan noise down here, and the SM7B with that plus any other stuff that was going on, I started to feel it was starting to really get too podcasty, and too boomy in down here, no matter what I did. And
Right.
people think, well, just roll off all that bass. You know, that starts to sound pretty weird too when you start killing all that bass. That doesn't sound natural.
Right.
So that only works so much. So I think the pod mic with all that, I don't love it in my monitor because I don't have anything going on. It's direct, right?
Right.
It sounds good, but I don't love my voice. I like it better on playback or on the other side of OSB when I can hear it through the filter.
Well, here's the thing, right? The other thing is if you put a pair of headphones on or anything that's going to really give you a true, it's not what 95% of the people are listening through. So when I do hear it on the phone, which is 80% of the people who are watching it or more, or my TV for that matter, it does sound really good.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's true. And someone made a comment about the 9. I do think your voice on the 990 is pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Yeah.
So both of you guys are saying that.
I'll be honest with you on all those. You've got a good voice, so that doesn't matter. But if we're talking about particulars, I really like your voice on these condensers. It sounds good. You might need a little acoustical treatment on the back end of your room, maybe 1 or 2 panels.
Yeah, it's either that or I have to get up on it more. If I get up on more, but I do need a little. You can hear.
I mean, like me, it's just so. It's so faint, man. There's just a ting, right? And if you're listening for it like an idiot like us, you'll hear it, but nobody else probably will hear it except some people in here who are obviously pretty knowledgeable. But we're getting that gets into that audiophile versus a streamer who wants to get out great content.
Exactly.
And what do they need to spend the time and the money to go down these rabbit holes? And if I'm advising and you're advising, no, not at all. But that doesn't mean we don't love to talk about it. And really, it's in our purview and to make sure we know more and more and more of what we don't know to help those people make better decisions.
Well, I just think it's it's pretty.
That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he loves this stuff too. And but I just think it's hilarious that both of you guys are like the MXL sounds better. And then when I listen back, I think the 120 sounds better. So that goes to what is subjective for people.
That's the thing. Colors, everybody sees blue the same way. It's just kind of that thing where there's some fine lines. And I think they both sounded really good, but I thought 990 sounded really good.
Listen, there's people that think I'm good looking.
Well, you are married, so you managed to pull that off. I somehow grabbed a wife.
I had money at the time.
Oh, that is a really good way to get people to love you.
I didn't have any money. But we'll find out.
This segment could go into a really torrid stream real quick. We got to be careful.
This is a good test though, Jeff, because then I'll know right now if my wife is watching live.
Yeah.
As she should be. Supportive. So
I can tell you for a fact, my wife's not. I love my wife to death, but she's doing something like work related or something else, and she will ask, "How did it go?" And then I'll be like, it went great. John's great. And then she'll be like, oh, that's great, honey.
So I want to know what is everyone using out there? So if you're watching and you're using an XLR mic, first I just want to know, like, what mic are you using? And is it an XLR? Is it a USB? Just in case we don't know the brand or the type of mic that it is.
I just want to call out to talk about making do. This is a dangerous room for me right now to use a condenser. However, I have a lot of equipment to play with. I know how to use things. Right. I know how to use filters and stuff. So that's advantage. But I did, for some of the Lita stuff, I had to use a shotgun mic type thing. So I ended up using a drum mic overhead, which happens to be an MXL. So this goes up high, and this is a 603S, and it worked great. It actually, I was like, oh, this could be something I could do. Like a shotgun mic can work. Yes. And I'm going to need it for some of the stuff that I'm doing. And if you want to talk about arguments about mics, talk about drum mics. I mean, that's just fist fights.
Yeah, I would imagine when you start getting specific about anything.
And what's really interesting, and not to get into that because that's not really here, but we have to choose so many different types of mics depending on what part of the kit we are actually miking. We do not use the same mic on everything. It has to be. In fact, our tom mics generally start to change as we get lower. They can't even be the same tom mic because they have to have a bigger diaphragm to take the punch.
The punch, right?
Yeah. So
and different tones and different dB ratios. I mean levels too, right? So you'd be messing with different stuff.
Oh, if we tried to put this guy on right down a snare, we'd have just a terrible result.
I guess she was listening. Good for her. Good for
her.
Props. Someone's getting props. I'll tell you that.
I have a feeling
Mother's Day is this Sunday, Jeff. So
I get the feeling that you're gonna go upstairs. You'll be like,
it's not Daniel. It's Danielle. It's a woman.
I'm sorry. It's just my way of pronouncing terribly. Anyway, you're gonna go upstairs. It's gonna be quiet for a second, right? Just imagine you're gonna get something to drink, and you're gonna hear no. What you're gonna hear is, you can no longer have that friend over to play.
No, that's not true. I'm telling you right now, it's 20 years she's been with me, and she's seen how outlandish I've been. I'm a very good boy now.
Well, yeah, there's been some reining in on my end over the years and accepting certain things. And what kind of women that put up with people like us have to be just golden, and you never want to let them go.
That's it. And she's awesome. So she puts up with me. Yeah, so I got a couple comments here. Let's go check. I got
Mike.
I think Aaron's probably looking at my page, my YouTube page, and he saw that I did something on motorcycles. And so
all I see is leather outfits. So let's
right. You don't want to see me. It takes 10 cows to get a full set of leathers.
I think we might want to sit into this for a second and talk about the outfits of leather.
Well, I've done it. So I've had the full leathers, and I've ridden many race bikes, and I've broke my back. I had disintegrated my left arm, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about mics.
Did you cut anything out to make them into chaps? That's all I want to know. That's all.
Well, I before I started riding, I had the assless chaps.
I know. Okay, so they came that way. That's cool.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to hit the pavement with those suckers on. It's not a good situation. So what's he got here? Kala Super Carrier boomed overhead for dialogue, but I'm at home and I'm using I feel like he's trying to up us.
No, what he's saying is
no, I'm only kidding.
Well, he is in a way. What he's saying, if I'm not correct, Brian, tell me. You're saying that's the cobbler's children have the worst shoes. Okay, it's that idea of I work in a diamond factory, but everything I own is zirconia. It's kind of true. Like doctors don't take care of themselves, that kind of stuff. I get it, man. I think I understand that comment because it's true.
So Mike says my problem is initially I did too much research on the mics and tried to sound like everyone else, ending up buying 3 different expensive mics. Let me know what mics you bought, because I've been interested. And that's the thing, right? Because say you go down that rabbit hole and like he said, and you think you're going to sound like that. And this is where your learning curve really, you learn fast because your voice is not going to sound like someone else's on that same mic.
Yeah. And I think, again, people get fooled into too. They hear the monitor and they start thinking, why don't I sound like
So-and-so.
like, oh, you should be on a stage, because on stage sounds like complete ass compared to what this audience is hearing a lot of times. Now, as in-ears got better and stuff, we can now sweeten it out and sound like a studio, but man,
yeah.
Hey,
look at that. You got another fan.
Giga Art9. Yeah.
Listen, who doesn't like shiny things?
Well, it's not just shiny. Look at this. I mean, this sold me right here. Come on.
Right. It's got kickstands,
this
bro.
This is like futuristic, and it's a good mic.
It's like a boomerang.
This is a boomerang, and it's heavy, man. This thing is, but you know what? They're right. This is a great little mic. It sounds good. It's got an onboard monitor right out of the back. It's got the little volume and mute. I mean, these are, for the money, this is a great starter mic. It's good to see it. I'm glad it's cute.
Right. So the thing is
Blue Yeti's amazing. Yeah.
The blue Yeti.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, okay, let's just get into it. What is your thought on the Blue Yeti? Because it looks like you're not loving it.
Listen, I don't want that many enemies.
It's not my channel. I could go down this.
I don't want that many enemy. But listen, here's the thing. These are
landmines, man. These are landmines.
Can we just go to this and get out of the way?
Yeah, let's move. Let's just. I remember you telling me how much you thought the Blue Yeti was a really nice mic, and we should move on.
Well, it's the thing that bothers me with it, right, is it used to be a way better company. It used to be a way better mic, and then it got bought out by a big company. The quality is not the same.
No.
And it's got the name because when the big YouTubers started using it and there was nothing else out there. But now you go 8 years past and there's just plenty of better things that you can buy with that.
It's the hype of the SM7B in the industry without really now the quality. I mean, I don't know that the SM7B has the reputation of falling off in quality, but it's hyped.
No.
But the Yeti, it's been hyped and really sold to especially entry people who don't know.
Right.
And it's not a terrible mic, so it's just not what it used to be. And now there are a lot of other options maybe that, I'd put people into. Maybe, like you say, years ago, I would say, yeah, start with the Blue Yeti, for
the thing that Mike said is the heel. How do you pronounce that again? Heil. PR40. I'm a big fan of that mic. I love the way it sounds, but I don't know how it sounds on my voice. So, but I do like that mic. And I just feel like the Shure is overrated. I think that,
I'm not going to argue with that. I think
there was a UFC announcer that uses it on his podcasts, and then everybody felt like they had to have it. And
it's exactly right. This became about attaching yourself to a personality.
Listen, I'm bald, but I'm not Joe Rogan.
You could be.
Yeah, no, that guy's a monster. Like literally a monster.
He is a monster.
He's an unbelievable fighter.
The electric voice. I mean, there are some really. The 320, the RE20.
320, I think is
worth the 320 is real. I think. Well, I mean, it's in the class of the SM7B, but I feel like if I had to do it all over again, I would have gone with the 320.
Yeah, but what's the 320 plus? I thought that the 320 was around like $350 or so.
It's pushing the $399 of the SM7B.
Okay. Samantha, she's got a great little channel. Oh, I like to say this quick. If you guys ever want to look for each other after a stream, because we have different people coming in, we got new people all the time. And let me give this shout out before I forget, because I get scatterbrained sometimes. I want to give a shout out to everybody. I don't know if you know how much this means to me, but last week I crossed 350 subscribers, and now as of today, I think I'm up to 372, and I'm like blown away, and it's all because of you guys. And I love the people that we're meeting, and I love the people that are coming into these streams. And so I just want to keep shouting that out because I think it every day. And I know maybe if I say it too much, but I just want to let people know that I appreciate the hell out of it, and it means a lot to me, a lot. So thank you.
No, it's great. It's great to it's wonderful, and I think it's been a really supportive community, and I'm glad to see them people
Yeah,
find you.
they're great. And that's what I wanted to say is if you don't, the thing to do if I were you guys is go into my comments after the stream comes up tomorrow and drop a comment in the comments. And this way you can find each other because when you are a small YouTube channel, it's hard to find you sometimes. And if you drop a comment and we could just hit a link, then it all helps us find each other and support each other. And that's what we're here for. And this is why we have these discussions also. And
every little, like I see people in here, I'm going to, I'll do the same thing. You'll probably see me subbing. You're like, who is this guy?
I love Brian. This is now I know why you talk to him so much. Cause he's like great. A character, right?
Well, he also knows what the hell he's talking about. So he's fun to talk to. He's got a great sense of humor, but he knows his stuff. But everybody in here, I mean, there's at the beginning, especially every sub really just helps. It helps keep you going. It helps people a little credibility. It gives you that energy to keep going because at the beginning, that's all you have. So the best gift you can give another streamer is just that sub, just to give them a little more jolt to their next thing.
I mean, it shows that you guys appreciate some of the content that I'm bringing out and you appreciate, which some of the stuff is a little bit, rare and some things are particular. But more than that, even when I started live streaming about 6 weeks ago is when I saw this, start growing and the community start growing. And where we met in this live streaming program too, is we really put a group together. And I really think it was a special group. And I think that we're going to hold on to a lot of people that we met there because it was such a great group. So hold on one second. Keep that thought. I have mics I rarely use. I enjoy the inexpensive ones for daily use. I use the SM57, which I love the way the 57 sounds. On the voice, I love it.
Have you guys tried the windsock on there, the 81 WS?
I have.
Put it over the top of a 57.
Not a 57, but I used it on I have two of them on a pod mic.
Oh, really?
For the pod mic.
All right.
I don't know if it's the same exact one.
It's not the same. No, because this took a second. There's a trick to putting this thing on.
Oh, go ahead. Explain that really quick.
Yeah. What did I do? Oh, so this is a tight fit and you would destroy like the tip of it trying to shove this on. So there's a trick to it. And there's one online shows, but basically get like, those like the covers that you have for notebooks that are bendy, the vinyl or the kind of, I don't know, you can see through them. They're kind of just bendy. Right. Get them and you cut them and then you create a funnel and you put that funnel with a wide opening the wide opening out here and then put the funnel inside the sock and then you slide this in as a funnel into it. It works. So you just cut a little piece like 5 inches. It's
kind of like when you use a certain couple tricks to get grips on the handlebars of a BMX bike when you're a kid.
Yeah, it's all that stuff.
Like there's a hole at the end, and if you blow air into the compressed air into the end, you could slide that sucker right on the end of the BMX bike handlebar. Exactly. Just want to let you know because I got like 8 of them in the garage. So he is saying, do we really need multiple polar patterns in one mic?
Well, the question would be we streamers, no. I think he asked the answer because he knew the answer. He asked the question because he knew the answer because I know Brian. But no, it's a good question because we're being sold all that nonsense, and the average person looking at all these look at it's for it's for $100 more. You're never going to use all that stuff, guys.
But the thing is, like, what if you want like what if you're going to do interviews at a table, and this way you can have the mic coming in from both sides.
Absolutely. Then that's brilliant.
So
then are we, we might be talking a little bit of different application. So for that's kind of a podcasting thing, right? You would kind of do that, or our podcasters might have a podcaster 4 channel and they'll just run the mics right to them. So yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
And so this is the thing, right? What are you looking to use a mic for? Because earlier today, I was talking about some people like the mic out of the picture and they want it up, shotgun mic style. Yeah. And A lot of times I don't like the way it sounds on most people, and it's either because they're not setting the levels correctly,
Yep.
which I see most of the time, or the mic is garbage and I don't know what the mic is. So
Well, they're tricky. The farther you put a mic away from a voice, you're asking for trouble. I don't even
right.
if you ever, and especially if you have if you have a dynamic, that's a whole other thing. But if you have a condenser mic and you start putting it further and further away, I don't think
Right.
people are understanding what's happening there. You're getting more room noise, and you're losing the presence of the voice. And so they
Right.
either don't realize that and leave it, or they start to jack the gain up without any compensation for the room. And now we have all sorts of imbalance and weirdness. So it's just,
So
it's asking for trouble.
So Aaron says he went straight to a mid-range mic, the pod mic, and invest in a bit more with the Rodecaster Pro. Happy so far. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great choice. I mean, it's the pod mic for $99.
Ask him, maybe you can tell us what your interface is, what you're using for, or booster. What are you using for any kind of like cloud?
Right,
listening?
the mic booster. And I think that if you saw my last video, I put that out, and I think it's a steal for the price, and I think it works great. So,
and that one had that one has the 2 XLR.
It has two, yeah. So you're getting. So what is this? It's $25 each then, because you're getting two of them.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And this was $49, and the only place I saw it for that price was Sweetwater. And I don't know if you checked it out. Adam just grabbed one yesterday.
I'm going to grab one probably tonight. I think it's worth it to have around.
But it was in stock.
And I see a lot of people using the Rodecaster Pro, which by the way is on my radar. I started with a Gold XLR Mini because it was much cheaper. And for what I needed, I wasn't going to do a lot of other things. Now, it's been great. Absolutely. I love the audio routing. I think it's perfect for what I do.
Right.
And people want to say, well, which is better? And it's the same thing. Well, what are you going to use it for? I think if you're in a perfect world, you have both the Rodecaster Pro type setup and you have a Gold XLR. You maybe have one of each if you, depending on what you're going to use them for.
I want to play a little game right now with you, Jeff.
Yeah, the RE20 is definitely.
I want. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Oh my God.
I didn't want you to say anything.
Okay.
I want you to give me a thumbs up if you agree with this and a thumbs down if you don't agree. I'm closing my eyes. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. You put up.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Dude.
Close your eyes. I'm not good at this game. Close your eyes.
Oh, I know. You saw what I picked.
No, I actually didn't, but okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's do it.
You agree. You agree also.
I absolutely. You can't, or you are deaf.
Well, see, this is what gets me, right? Because they're selling 10 times more SM7Bs.
Yeah, they're selling what's selling them is not the brightness. What's selling them is the FM radio, like we talked about also a little of the hype with Rogan type podcasting. And it is and then there are people who desperately need a lot of rejection, I suppose. But I think most of it is absolutely due to having this is my mic. It looks great. And it does. I'm not trying to beat up on I use it, but
I guess.
But the RE20 is good for streaming.
I like that.
We got to stop acting like presence isn't important or some kind of sibilance. You need some sibilance,
Yes.
A lot of your way out of there is going to be, mic application, whether it's
I say that all the time.
Sideways or angling or don't talk like right into it. Yeah.
Look at this. Someone looked. Yeah. Is that my body weight?
It's my IQ. Your
So I think we're getting props for the thumbs up for both of us. I think.
We might be.
I think.
Or we're just complete jackasses, and they thought, and they wanted to do this like
look at this.
It was like doing a Roman like this. I think it's the 373 might be your subs.
That's my subs, and I didn't see it. Like all people drop this stuff really fast. Oh my God.
Virtual hugs.
Love it. Love it. This is unbelievable.
That's lovely. I like that.
Does Brian have a YouTube channel?
Yes, he does.
See,
I've already subbed to it. I didn't see you on that though.
The thing is, this is the thing, right? That's why I want people to put comments.
Well, everybody should put because it'd be easier for me to go back. Well, yeah, if they put their YouTube channel in here, would that bug you in your chat? Or would you
No,
rather
but
in the comments? In the comments, yeah, never mind.
yes,
Yeah. Comments.
because then you can find each other.
Yeah.
Why am
Make
I
sure
hearing myself?
Uh,
Did you hear that?
no.
That's weird.
You get some
I got mix
internal.
minus on too.
Oh.
That's weird.
How's your routing? Like, how's your
Oh,
audio routing with the for what you're doing? How's your
oh.
audio routing with the Rodecaster Pro? Are you happy with how that setup is and doing music, doing chat, doing everything? And
Well, I feel like you have some insight on this, but
CT1, yeah.
he has the sock too.
Yeah, well, these
awesome.
people are probably smarter at this stuff than I am. So of course they have the sock and the Clark Tech, the Technic. I mean,
So I definitely not loving OBS with the Rodecaster Pro. So that's my main issue is that, listen, here's the first thing, right? StreamYard has its built-in software that stops you from hearing other people and this and that. And I have to turn that stuff off. Otherwise, I was constantly getting cut off when my voice started and when it didn't. And so I stopped them controlling anything and I controlled it. And then I wanted to play music in OBS in the background. And I was recording and I can hear everything, right? But the mix minus shuts it down. It won't even let it play through.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but on the Rodecaster, because I don't use it, I don't have it, but I mean, are you sending a signal through an input and then sending it out from your Rodecaster for music, or are you doing your music internally in your desktop and sending that out?
I have it set in the settings is coming in and out in my OBS.
But your source is coming from where? Where's your music source coming from?
So the music source was set up coming in from the Rodecaster. So I messed with it going out the Rodecaster and that wasn't working right. So I got rid of it yesterday and just wanted to use my desktop audio. But that doesn't work right either.
Desktop routing the routing is going to be pretty. So as I hear it, you're running an audio source and you're going in an input and into your Rodecaster, and then you're going to the output of the Rodecaster into, your system, OBS. I guess I was asking, is that music source coming from a phone, your desktop? And
no, it's coming from, here's what I did. I downloaded 3 songs. I pieced them all together and then I just pulled them in, and all I have to do is hit the music and the 3 songs loop. It's in the sources.
Okay. So you pull them in, it's in the sources okay. Got it. But you're running into a problem. Yep. It's tied.
Yes.
I get it.
It's tied. Yep. And for some reason it's tied into my mic sometimes. And then when I try to output it, I get the levels through the roof. Like the levels on my Rodecaster don't equate to my levels in OBS. And if I'm not doing any of that, everything works fine. But I get picky because I want to do certain things.
Yeah. This is where, so the Gold XLR, I think, does a fantastic job of the audio routing. Now I started with, like a lot of people, using, Banana voice meter.
Yes, I used it too.
I
love it. It's good.
Great, but it's also a pain in the ass because if you're alt tabbing around, or just to have something physical, tangible or whatever, it's not really ideal, in a live setting. It's a great way to learn, but I think a lot of people just don't need it. But the Gold XLR does a great job of handling that. It
does a better job than the Rodecaster
I do believe
that particular thing.
At that particular thing,
right?
I believe the auto routing is better. But then the Rodecaster does a lot of things, I would say, better or differently that for certain applications. Obviously, that's why I'm like, I want both, because I can see. I can see,
Didn't we just talk about this?
Yeah. Mic booster. I only have one on my SM7B. So, I mean, I use the cloud lifter, but I think you should take John's recommendation. I'm going to try the Clark Technic. It's a CT, the CT2?
It's a CM2.
Oh, it's a CM2. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a CM2. I actually have a video that I just did on it. And
think
I've
the
been
money
using it.
sounds good. Yeah.
I put it on. It's being used right now on
Yeah.
this. And so if you look in the video, I have like the levels set exactly the same with it and without, and you could see the
But
difference it gives you.
But right now, I guess I'd be with Mike, like for example, just out of curiosity, what Mike's using for a preamp right now. Is he going through something that already has it? Like the Go XLR has a Midas preamp. People don't realize that Midas preamp's pretty impressive in the Go XLR. I don't have any other booster going on my mic, and I still have a little headroom.
Yeah, but the thing, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, and we had this discussion, is if your levels are on the top end and you're running your levels at the top end all the time, and listen, I understand because the M2 has a great preamp in it, and it's got 60 dB as a gain, and it's clean at 100%. It sounds great. You can't hear anything in a video, but the thing is,
Yeah,
sooner or later, you're running 100% all the time. It takes a beating on your audio interface and your Rodecaster.
I'm just gonna support you on this. I'm running now. I have a lot more gain option in my mic on Go XLR, but I'm going to head with this problem that once we start getting past 50 on there, you're starting to get some floor noise and stuff, right?
I was at 48 on the Rodecaster out of 55.
I managed to manage around there a little higher and be okay. And I'm not quite peak, but I'm at a point where it's like, I'm going to get the Clark,
but
and I'm going to add that in.
See where you are right now when you're like within 6 inches or so.
Yeah.
Then it's not a problem. I get you. But when you want to back off the mic like this, or, then I could even barely hear myself this far away.
But what are you doing? This is not a rodeo.
Dude, I'm going to be dancing out here.
Stay on the mic. No, man. Then you're going to have to get a condenser mic. If
I'm ready to, listen.
This isn't the disco, man. This is
let's get this groove on. All right. Let's get this party started.
God. Oh, God. Here we go. Here it goes. I wish I had my confetti ready. I see that Mike's also using the Go XLR, but
okay,
I think he would benefit from absolutely.
Let me get down here.
Go for the 50. Was it $50? Was on Sweetwater?
Yeah, on Sweetwater, $49 right now.
Man, I'd say jump on that.
I bought that in.
Add that in the front. You're going to have headroom, and you're going to be golden. Yeah.
Listen, bro, it's not disco mode, all right? It's nightclub. Brian.
Do you have like some ABBA that we can play that won't be stricken?
What's wrong with ABBA?
There's a great question by Mint Green. I think we ought to bring in here because I think that's a great point.
By who here?
Is that Mint Green creator?
Yo, wait a second, bro. I subscribe to this dude.
Well, now he's like, I'm going to stalk this guy.
You stalking?
Because
I actually found this guy because I love what he talks about, and he's got a great YouTube channel, and it's about audio. And I was watching his stuff, and I subscribed to him, and he found my stream. Yo, how did you find me? I know nothing about streaming. How many hours of YouTube will I have to watch in order to learn?
That's a lovely loaded question for you to bat out. He threw
up. He just changed his name. It was Mint Green something, and I think he changed it because he went to creative.
Well,
it was Mint Green Audio, I think.
If I'm not mistaken, Mint Green Other is on the run, so it probably was good to change the alias a little bit on the channel.
Do you know this guy?
No.
Oh, he's a character, bro. I love him. He's got a great channel. Thank you for
check it out.
I appreciate that.
First of all, the profile picture had me like.
So, I found, right.
Come on.
He does voiceover for a living. This is what he does.
This guy, that photo says, I'm going to entertain you. I'm probably going to shock you.
And I might hit you.
And I'm going to hit you, take your money. And you're going to be glad I did and sub every time you're like,
ha ha ha
ha. Like the cat.
So let me go check. What did he say here? Because now I got all excited because I found this guy when I did my Motu M2.
Okay.
He did a comparison, I think, of the SL2 and the Motu M2 and the Scarlett Focusrite. And so this is how I found him. And I subbed to him because he's a great character. And so he's asking, though, I know nothing about streaming. How many hours we have to watch? Listen, all I was going to say is you just have to watch every Thursday at 9:00. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's obviously, it's a lobbed question, and but you can tell when people have been there. You can tell when they've gone down these rabbit holes, because that question is a question that the average person is going to ask on these type of channels. I've done this. How much more do I need to learn just to pull the trigger and buy a stupid mic? It is a great question. I guess everybody learns differently depending on their interest and how deep they really want to go.
Right.
But man, I'll be honest with you, make it a job for a week. Like, get on YouTube and stop screwing around on all the other stuff and spend the time going down all sorts and this is my 2 cents, and everybody's their own way of learning. No expectations, keep the ego out of it. Just go down everything that's somewhat related to what you might be interested in the mic world. Okay. Dynamic versus condenser, expensive versus the one that's going to kill it. Go down all those and just absorb through osmosis. And I think if you do that, you can get a lot pretty quick.
I forget his name too, because he always starts out with his name and he goes into it. But here's the thing. He is funny. And I see sometimes when I watch him, his lighting is off, but he does voiceover. And he's incredible with his mics.
That's kind of a ringer for this kind of job, because you can do voiceover.
Right.
I wish I had the voiceover thing. You know what I mean? Because I probably would do puppet shows. I would do all sorts of cool things, but this voice is not going to entertain people just on its voice. So
right. Well, I'm just saying, streaming it's something I really learned a lot about fast. And when I just started doing it, when I saw it, and I'm going to tell you where I saw it first. Okay. One of the first places was Live Streaming Pros with Loria. And I saw it back in, I believe, July of last year. And by the time a couple months went by, because I had already bought a few things for live streaming, but I didn't know really much a ton about it. I didn't watch anything about learning how to do it from her, but what I was watching was how she acts in live streaming. Okay. And so I was trying to see how people were preparing, how they would start out something. If you're trying to make this a video that people watch, how you want to set it up in the beginning, for replay, whether you don't care about that. See, I care about getting the value out of it while we're watching it. And I don't really care about the hours at this point right now of replay, because I want to just support the people who are here and give them their answers right now. Like right now,
most important.
I looked at the clock. I can't believe we went through an hour already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're entertaining. And, I just want to answer we'll answer this question. There's a question up here I wanted to point out though. We're full time watching.
I'm getting a request though. I'll get a request for confetti.
I saw that. Add some confetti. Celebrate it.
Do a little confetti.
Pull up Mike Hill's comment about the ducking.
Yeah, I'm going to do that because I know it's not that. I was going to go there next. So if you go into advanced audio, right, and then you go into audio, and it's right where mix minus is. I believe below it, or no, it's not. It's in another one, but there's ducking in there. So when you talk. And then other things
go there, but it's not
there. It's in another menu.
You're like my dad trying to give directions.
Here's the crazy, right? I am. Here's the crazy thing. I know more about this Rodecaster than most people think.
Oh yeah,
right?
Sure. Yeah. But
there are people that I went on StreamYard.com, and I think I told you I used the wrong mic when I went on to StreamYard, and I was using my webcam mic. And this guy is telling me, which, he knows a lot, Christian. He's telling me, I think your settings are wrong in the Rodecaster. I know more about the Rodecaster than I believe than he does. So it's not
and that. The Rodecaster. I mean, that's a good question. And I think they're using ducking as a term for gate and limiting. They're probably
no.
They're not.
No, the ducking is especially if you're in a podcast situation, okay, and you got 4 people, it will always duck the other person's voices and let the number 1 mic come in first.
Okay.
So people can't overtalk you.
Okay. So he's right. That could be it. I mean, it does. If you are playing an external, like I got that feeling he was talking about speakers outside of your system. But I don't know. Maybe that's not what maybe I'm reading.
No, it's not the same.
He meant background, not background in the room. He meant background. And okay. I didn't,
right.
I was just, all right.
No, it's what it. I'm telling you what it is here. Here, this is the truth of the matter. I guess we never finished the conversation, actually, Mike. Right? So it's good that he brought it back up.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is mix minus. In this situation, when you're on StreamYard, will shut other things down in the background, so you can't get the listening in your headphones and stuff like that. And so in this situation, it doesn't work perfect for StreamYard. And I'm just telling you and if I play from the sound pads, it's not really an issue. Okay. But I'm talking about if I want to play, if like how I told you, I added the music into OBS, and if
you're adding a source. So it's interesting with the Gold XLR, you don't do that. So you can run a player, run it through your audio routing, which is great. And then I have a music slider right here that controls that audio. So it's really voice meter banana in the end of the day with a slider. I mean, that's what's so cool about it. But you're absolutely are locked a little bit. And
there's things I'm sure I can work around, right? Because here's the workaround for a lot of things. Loop back for a Mac. So if you use loop back, you can buy the software and you can make direct connections through, the software.
Yeah.
And there's other things like that, like Banana. There's the other part. What is it called? The Audio Dub or something? The other piece of software they have.
Yeah.
When you get the Banana, then you have to download this other thing, which lets you make those virtual connections. Okay. And so that is for Windows.
It's like the AB. They have the AB, options you can add in if you want to make more channels.
Exactly. Right. And that's like a separate software that
it's like an add-on and all that.
Right. So I might have to do something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, you can do it. You have a Stream Deck? So I mean,
I don't have a Stream Deck yet. So.
No,
I'm
sorry,
not rich,
it's
bro.
a
I'm
source
not rich
file.
like you.
I don't have a Stream Deck. I'm getting one. I don't have one.
I don't even listen.
You should get one for Mother's Day.
Oh, I'm a mother. I'm a mother, all right.
Oh, you're a father, mother.
Brian, right here. This is what I'm thinking. Exactly.
Audio. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. And so these are the things, that I'm going to iron out. But then the other thing that comes to my mind, and this is where I have to talk to a few people and maybe a few people out here is, do I stop? I don't think so, but do I stop with the OBS and I just get vMix, but I know there's other things that aren't going to be perfect either. But,
I don't know that. Okay. Is vMix really going to handle your audio routing better than OBS is out of the box though?
No, but maybe not necessarily, but maybe the whole package will be something.
I'm interested in vMix. I'm going to get it and give it a run.
Right.
I think just to see, I know there are some pros and cons, like everything. I think a lot of people do use both for different things. Like it's kind of like getting back to the mic comparison. I think it's in our best interest to, I don't have a Mac, so I'm not going to get Ecamm, but I mean, I think getting vMix and having both versions in the know is going to save a lot of hassle because different platforms might react differently or different inputs might
right. Well, I don't want to leave him out in case he was really serious about that question about streaming, but Mint Green Creative. But streaming, he seems like a pretty smart dude, creative wise too. And so streaming is kind of like another little thing you got to learn, like editing, right? So I think once you get the stuff you need, things can go pretty fast with setting it up. Yeah. So if you need a hand with any of those things or any suggestions, let me know and we could do it on the cheap. You know what I mean? Because I've said that there are, you don't have to get $100 cam link. You seriously could start with a $15 to $20 capture card that does a pretty damn good job for that price. And
it'll get you in the know. You'll find out how to use it. If your computer can even handle it without burning through $100 cam link if you don't want to spend the money.
Exactly. And so from there, he's got the camera. So does it have a clean HDMI? That's the one thing we might have to figure out. And then from there, he'll set up his capture card. He'll set up OBS, and then he could start streaming pretty quickly. So let me go into some of the questions here too. So Brian is asking, how are you doing this interview in OBS? So we're in StreamYard. Okay. And we're both using OBS
at virtual cams.
As virtual. Oh, okay. So yes,
we are using OBS to gather, assemble all of our inputs, video and audio. Sorry. And then we send it out through the virtual cam output and broadcast. And then StreamYard takes those inputs for our camera and audio. That's probably convoluted. Are you here? Are you? There you
Somebody's. Go. Is that my internet or is that yours?
I don't know. Mine. I mean, you dumped and then I don't know. So I have no idea.
I'm showing a.
It could be StreamYard too.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm back. I think we're back.
Yeah.
But we're already past an hour. But so what were you saying? Finish what you're saying, because I didn't.
I think Brian got it. But essentially, yeah, we assemble everything on the local end right here. Our audio, our inputs, anything, graphics, and then we package them up, send them through our virtual cam output. Right. Everything's going out, our audio and our video through that. At least mine is, and then in StreamYard just picks that up and sends it on that platform. You're not multi-streaming though, but you could be multiple. You could multi-stream.
Yeah, you could. Yes, I could, but I'm not in this case. But I like OBS because a lot of the things. Okay. It doesn't cost me anything to have a countdown timer. It doesn't cost me anything to have the confetti. It doesn't cost me anything to have, a couple of things to just shake things up a little bit, Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. I knew this was going to be a fetish that you had to do.
But it's just like, it's just sometimes
it's fun. Everybody should use OBS as a teaching ground. I think it's just a great foundation, and quite honestly, people are using it in very high levels too. It's really becoming a very solid project.
Yeah. Well, have you watched Nutty? You know who Nutty is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is like, he's got like 65,000 subscribers. He uses OBS all the time, and there's plenty of other people that too. And Nick Nimmin was using it, a lot, and now he uses StreamYard a lot.
Yeah,
it's because StreamYard's so simple. Look who's in the house, brother.
So Sammy must have finished
his interview, right?
His interview, and then he's like, I smell there's a mic conversation in the internet.
Yeah, let me sniff this out over there really fast because I love mics. And look at it.
You knew it was coming, man.
Right. So we had the AKG 120 up, Sammy. We talked about the 990. We talked about cloud lifters. We talked about the pod mic. I even had a cheap ass BM 800 on for a little bit while. But you know what I didn't tell you guys? Okay. I have the Rode NT1 also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. So the pop filter that comes with it looks like this.
Yep.
I can't stand that thing. So it's huge, right? It's big right here.
In your face.
Look what I have. Look at this. Oh
my God.
So pretty.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Can you get a view? You want an overhead view? Look at this thing. Oh.
You're like the guy who goes to a party and he just bought a new car and he's like, everybody come out to the driveway and look at my
metal.
New car.
It's metal.
It's pretty nice, actually. Yeah,
so
that's way better.
I'm going to try this out. I don't want to tell you what it is yet because I want to try it out first and see if it works properly. And if it works properly, it's going to be something I'll link up and I'll use it because I love that it's not so bulky.
Uh-oh. Somebody tell me. Yeah.
Bring Sammy in live. Listen, I'll go get him. He's 20 minutes away. I'll put him right in my freaking car, drag his ass
right on your
here.
lap and do a ventriloquist act.
Sammy, come on up here. Hey, look who's here too. Look at this. Yes. Thanks for stopping in, John.
That's awesome. He's just
he's
if he doesn't support everybody, a little piece of him dies. A little bit of his soul leaves him if he doesn't feel like he supported everybody because he's just so out there. You're awesome, John.
He's everywhere. He's like what's his name? What's
that?
What's the guy who's everywhere? I know.
What's his name? That's a wife thing. You don't know what I'm thinking?
And Lita, he was like the first one that made a comment every single time. He was the guy. You know that guy from Switzerland?
Somebody help us out, man. He's just going down a hole that I
I'm
only know
sorry.
Marcus and Andy as far as
Marcus. That's what I was thinking. Isn't he
you
from
forgot
Switzerland?
Marcus already? Get yourself checked out.
Dude, I can't even remember names. That's
Get
my
checked
problem.
out. We're gonna run a EKG in your brain.
Look what happened here.
He probably shouldn't have been around earlier for our conversation. Oh yeah, look at that.
Well, thank God he wasn't, because he'd be all up in arms.
We've lost the Blue Yeti people. We've lost the
Blue Yeti people don't want to show. They left already. They're gone.
They're gone.
There was 27 people watching until we said we hated Blue Yetis.
Yep.
Now they all left.
Well, you got to know your crowd, I guess.
Oh God! But if I make a video about the Blue Yeti, you'll get 25,000 views.
Yep. Well, we'll do that comparison. We'll compare the Blue Yeti with the Blue Yeti, and then it's gonna be a huge show. So
I do have an NT1. Yes. Yep. I showed you. I'm not using it today though, because I don't, it's kind of like one of those things. I just don't want to use it right away. So here's the thing. I didn't want to tell you this earlier, but the NT1, I do like the way it sounds and everything, but the whole setup, right, was a $270 mic. Okay. When I listened to it next to the MXL 990, and I listened it to the next to the AKG ones, which they do sound a little different, but you got to remember, I had the high pass filter off on the 120. So that does change the sound.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I spend the money for the NT1? Kind of felt that way a little bit, like I like it a lot, but it goes down to sometimes, was the Stream Deck more important to have, or was getting the NT1?
You could always gouge people on eBay like everybody else and sell it right now. You got a little time before the COVID.
Well, no, I won't get rid of it. I won't.
No. I mean, I think it's a mic that I'd like to have too, to test on my voice. There are certain mics, some universal mics, I think are definitely worth getting and having, and that is one of them. And you should try. at some point when I want to get the Wave 3 Elgato, that audio routing software looks pretty solid. It's it's only my problem. It's USB. That's the problem. You have to go USB to get the software to work.
But it's USB, and then it's like it's the same stuff as a Rodecaster does. And then for what reason?
Nothing.
If you're not using also, because you have a Go XLR, so you have all the processing.
I don't need it. That Go XLR has amazing compression built in, like you has a compression and all that happy stuff. So it's all good, man. Yeah. So what are you saying true to, Sammy? Like to know, is he saying true to the NT1 or? I think he's just saying XLR is better. I think that's
no, he's not saying that.
He's not? Okay.
No.
He'll clarify. John, I know it's not the level of mics you have, but I like my Samson G-Track Pro. I don't have any experience with that.
There you go. He knows this. There's so many answers in here.
Well, they type faster than you think. So that's the problem.
I know. It's like crazy right here.
You got to start doing something in your brain.
Here's the best thing I've heard so far.
Well, Sammy he's not pulling any punches there.
No, Sammy's going to tell.
Sammy just lost 4,000 subs with one sentence.
Right. And yep. Yeah.
Oh, never call me again. Oh,
I hope he's talking. I hope you're talking about the cooler.
That's awesome.
You just lost all your subs.
No, I mean, I think what he's saying is he's talking about the Yeti and the monster.
Thanks, Mike.
He likes Sasquatch better as a term than the Yeti. That's all.
Yes. Well, yes. So she just started streaming. So this okay. She does a great little inspirational channel. She just started, and I know she doesn't really learn much from people. She's just like tries to wing it, and she's trying to just do the best she can. And she's made some incredible improvements.
That's a great way to learn, though.
Yeah, just diving in, and she's doing it, and I'm proud of her. And she says that's why she likes OBS. It's free, right? So it's free. She can use it, and she can get the chat on. But here's the thing:
the chat on.
No, I have a little. If you watch one of my videos, I have a little trick to do the chat and still have 1080p. But listen, Samantha. You can use StreamYard free for 20 hours.
Yeah.
Just use OBS. You hit the virtual camera and you could just go through. And now listen, I know it's going to come in 720p, but to be able to interact with your audience is going to be more important than coming in at 1080p. You agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is, right?
That's absolutely the way to go. And I think she could put out some really lovely streams with the chat option and just go to town, and just try it for a while, because I think, you just find out more. Why struggle? You know what I mean? Like, if you're struggling with the chat, but you like OSB, there's no sense spending a bunch of money on something to fix that particular problem when you have something free that works really well.
Right. Especially when you're starting. But also, John Pullum, there's nothing wrong with the Samson G Track. It's a solid mic, and it sounds good.
And he's got a great voice that helps. I mean,
yeah, he's got a great voice. But and honestly, if you didn't sound good on it, I would say, well, it doesn't really sound great on you, but he sounds great on it. So he
sounds great on it. Yeah.
So he's
probably making the mic a little bit better than what it is, but that's what you can do when you have a good voice and good presence and good technique.
I don't know what he's talking about here.
45-second delay, John.
Not really sure.
I don't know what that means. I'm not seeing a delay on the thing. So unless he's talking about the StreamYard delay.
Mint Green's making out tonight too. This guy's getting subscribers here.
Mint Green came in here, dropped a couple little nuggets.
Right.
We loved on Mint Green, and now Mint Green's got 100 more sub. That's the way it should work, though. I love it. That was brilliant, and that actually makes me laugh. I will actually sub to Mint Green specifically because that's what he did. I think that's
he's a great character. I love him. I love him.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Thank you, Aaron, for saying this. Hit the button. I don't usually say it to anybody, but if you do hit the like button, it helps me out a lot. And if you make a comment afterwards so we can find each other, plus making a comment helps me out a lot too. That is very helpful. And making the comment also down below helps us find each other to support each other's channels. Okay.
Is there an ambivalent button? Something if we're not really sure, we're like, it was okay. Like an button.
Yeah. Where is that? Right here?
I like that. That's what it should sound like. It was okay. I'm ambivalent to this content.
Yeah.
His guest was kind of a boner, but whatever.
USB is okay for starting streams.
I don't know, man. There's some pros out there doing very well with OSB though. Oh, USB. I thought he said OBS. I'm sorry.
No, not OBS. He's talking about
USB. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I would definitely say
streamers to starters.
Okay. He's on one. Yeah.
John's gotta be exhausted.
Well, John,
right?
You gotta bring a taser to that interview next time and try to control the narrative. 45 seconds before you see them, another 5 minutes before just goes. Oh,
yeah, that's what he's talking about.
The chat delay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay.
Yeah, that happens, and also it all depends on my internet, the internet in general, and I definitely don't get what I pay for here. I'll tell you that.
Well, and that is the trick in doing live streaming is to know that delay exists. So you try to buffer enough time where it doesn't seem jarring to go back into something, and it's not easy. It's definitely something to learn as you go. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a delay, and but it's okay. You know what? Because a lot of times it's helpful. Because like tonight is the most comments I've ever had, and I think we're coming up on the longest.
I think we know why, John. I think we know why.
Yeah, because John Pullum's done with his interview.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Mike Streaming Pros. I don't know who this is. This is a new face, but thank you for stopping in. I truly appreciate that. And
he loves microphones. So
you came to the right place.
I mean, if you hated microphones, maybe you should just not be here, but it's okay. Oh, look at John. Look at this. By the end of the night, Mint's going to pass you up.
Mint's going to pass us all up.
Well, he's already passed me. I got like 0, but you know what I mean? That's really awesome, man.
I love it.
Great.
Oh God, stop. That's why I had coffee tonight. All right.
Another 5 minutes for John's. Yeah,
I know. Before I scroll down, let me tell you, there's got to be like 200 comments in here tonight.
I've been trying to bring them in, and I've been reading them as you just kept yammering on. I'm like, he probably should, and I just found I'm like, you should probably bring up this guy's chat. I was just trying to help you out.
Thank you. Thanks. You're like co-host. Thank God.
I'm like, I'm Ed McMahon or Andy.
I was thinking Ed McMahon, but
Yeah.
I forgot you and I are close in age, so we would know.
I liked Ed because he was always drunk and falling down and laughing at everything. So I would totally like to be Ed in real life.
And he had that laugh.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
John Pullum could probably do it
we're
really
old,
well.
but anyway.
Right. Look at this. Oh, Mint Green's here. He's still here. He's still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, should be. I mean, we just got 245 sub guy on him now. And,
well, like 4 or 5, but still.
No, I mean, we've got him over the number. I feel like Mint Green should do a voiceover for you for like a ringtone or something for that.
I tell you what, you got to check out his channel. He's funny as hell.
I'll check it out.
He's hilarious.
Of course I will. I can already
Especially,
tell. I do feel a little hypnotized by that profile.
I'm going to do something right now you're going to be surprised about. So in his video, right, I think it's with the AKG 120 that he did a review on. So he goes and says, I did a new song on some software that he bought. And then it was his first song. And then he goes, let me sing it. So then he sings it. He goes, what do you think? And he goes, show me your first song, asshole.
Yep.
And he said,
that's when I go take my sub, like now, like take 3 subs. That's I want more of that.
And it's not like he swears like a lot.
No,
on his
but
channel,
come on,
but it was just funny.
As a friend of mine always said, they're just words of the earth. They're not. I mean, you can get obviously crazy and on over the top, but I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Right,
a couple adult words here and there. Stay away from gamer words. But
Mike's moving in 2 months, and I will be going to 1G upload. Wow, that's nice. If you actually get it, I'm supposed to. I don't even know. I think I get like 32 or 35 gigabyte upload. That's it. Megabyte, something like that. I'm supposed to get 300 megs down is what I'm supposed to get. But the down's not the issue when you stream, it's the up. So mine is like 30. Look at you freaking got 6,000 subs, this mother. Picked up 6,000 subs tonight. Well, are we rambling at this point?
We are at this point. We're probably rambling. We got 2 minutes to go for the hour 30. And then I think you hit the hour 30 and then we probably should let these poor people go.
I do have a video with StreamYard that you can watch, but there are tons of them also. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you. It is super easy. Yeah, it's so easy to
do some practice ones. Come find us and we can do a practice run even with you.
Right. And then I was just going to tell her that you can pick private and then do a practice run privately to your YouTube channel and just sort everything out. Also, I do it a million times. I did it like 10 times yesterday. And then I go back, I listen to it, I make sure things are just whatever. And then I go back. So look at this. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
What did Brian sub 3 times tonight to him? Once he gets his mic booster, I'll be doing a review on it, but I will do a mic comparison. The Yeti will be that a comparison.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's good if I'm getting it all the time. So the problem is I'm getting like 30 and then all of a sudden it will jump down. I don't know why a lot. And then I get a couple drop frames. So it always happens.
If your youngster is on doing gaming, maybe that's tapping in at times.
No one's using anything right now.
No, you put them all to bed and tell them to stay in there until you're done. Don't leave these.
Don't use my internet.
You got sensors on the floor if they dare step out.
I have everything through my router, so I know when everybody's using anything.
Oh my God, that's overlord. Oh my God,
I have wood floors that squeak, so I know when everybody moves.
Oh, that's low tech stuff right there. That works.
That's all I need.
Creak. Go to bed.
But I'm the one that's always up late anyway.
Look at Sammy getting on us about how long we've been live.
I know. Listen, I didn't plan this. If you guys keep on talking, I'll watch the replay and learn all about mics. I don't know how much you're going to learn. It was just fun as hell.
It was fun. I appreciate you having me, and your people are very knowledgeable and also a lot of fun to hang out with. So I kind of appreciate the engagement there.
Look at this. Well, you know what? I'm so stoked that we had a lot of support tonight and everybody coming in. It was truly awesome. And I think my whole point with this whole thing is that you don't have to spend $200 or $300 for a great mic. You can spend literally $70 for a great XLR mic. And then you could spend $120 on a Scarlett Focusrite 2i2 or a Solo. And my idea is if you want to take that audio to the next level. It's a little bit, but you can use a good USB mic, and the Wave does sound good. The Wave does sound good.
Again, it gets down to some, the truth of it is
those aren't cheap though.
No, but with your point, most streamers could start and get a quality mic, an interface, a boom arm, and even in-ears. I see Brian asking about in-ears.
Yeah.
And you could get all that for cheaper than what you're going to get with an SM7B for just the mic. You know what I mean? So,
because you're always going to need other stuff.
You're always going to, you need that stuff. Like, you need some kind of semblance of that. And I would rather put a little more money into a decent mic if you're going to go boom, like a PSA 1 or something, a decent one,
right?
Because there are some cheap ones that will get you through, but man, it punishes you in the long run. There's certain things it's not worth skimping really on,
right?
But if you're going to skimp, cut a little here, cut a little there, and then spend the money where it will matter for you.
Real quick, I have the NT1 as my most expensive mic, but also, did he want to know what yours or mine were?
I don't know. I think he just wants to tell us he has like a UA7 or whatever.
I don't know, man.
I got a lot of drum mics, so it just depends.
No, I'm talking about these.
Oh, the in-ear monitors. I've got West Tones. You can go, but you know what? Go to Amazon and get the Ks.
That's what I have. K-Bears.
Yeah, they're
$25.
But I even use these for light gigging. I mean, for major giggings, I use the Shure Professional IEMs that are molded, or the West Tones that have ambient bleed. Which that's kind of nice to have, by the way. The West Tones have the ambient, so they'll allow certain percentages depending on what you get of the room. So some people don't like being locked into that headspace. They like to hear outside of themselves.
Right.
So there are options out there, but man, $40 or whatever, you can pick up these Ks, I think.
Yeah, I spent $25. John Pullum.
That's such a great name because I think he just pulls people's legs like constantly. He's just down into the water to drown them.
Have you looked at his YouTube channel?
Yes, I'm a member. I'm a subscriber.
No, I'm a subscriber. Listen, just because you're a subscriber doesn't mean you're looking at the videos. Listen, I know how this shit works.
John knows I have because we've had conversation. I have looked at his videos. They're excellent videos.
Well, I really like watching some of his older stuff where he talks, a motivational speaker, I think he is, or something that he was at, like these events. He's like, he's a pretty good comedian, I think, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I think he shines. When he uses his humor for whatever he wants, I think that's when he's his best.
Well, here's what I took away. Actually,
I love
he's got great humor. His timing's impeccable, and he has intelligent humor. Okay, but what I do like about John, and I know he's watching, so I'm not trying to suck up to that idea, but like on his last stream in Lita was very emotional, and he understands the moment, and he's a great lesson in how to read the moment and the material and what you're presenting using music and tone and lighting and presentation. I just feel like he's really got a nice package of that understood.
Not everybody can do that, and I think that a lot of times I try to appreciate the moment. I'm trying to learn how to do that myself more. And like even these times where I want to let people know like how appreciative I am, that's me taking the moment, because I don't do that in life enough.
You're grateful, and you're just trying to convey. Now, what you should do is just give people money, because I think at the end of the day, that's where people feel love and grateful.
Oh God, thanks a lot. This is the ones I have, Mike. Yeah, these are the ones.
Are you going to put up the one?
Give them money.
Pull them, just put up there.
Give them money. Is that look? Yeah. See, look at someone's got an eye at least. Look at.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I should now I get that free as like a swag bag for coming on.
That was my wife getting me a gift.
I think she should get me one of those.
It's a nice package. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. Oh, I just snorted.
This slid off into some. You know what? I'm not afraid to say it. John has a nice overall package, and I appreciate watching his package.
What? I'm not touching that.
So, I'm thinking of testing wireless mic for my streams that I have.
Which wireless mic does you have? Let us know which one you got. What are you testing? Which one? Go ahead.
wireless mics are fine, but they get interference,
Yeah.
and I don't need one more thing to go wrong on me. But I think it's fun, and I think if you get a setup and you're not mobile, wireless mics. I mean, I remember trying to flip through all the channels on wireless mics at gigs because you would interfere with like airplane stuff.
Yeah.
And
Everybody's
weirdness.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Everything.
it's
But the thing is, when you're doing outside stuff, they're really useful.
oh god, yeah.
You know, I've done a few things and I liked them, and I got some cheap ones that I did a video on that no one watches, and
that didn't resonate.
that freaking didn't know, but because no one wants anything but the road. And now that I look back,
That's hilarious.
right, that's all right. No one watches any.
Thud right on.
No one watches any of my stuff, but the thing is that the thing is,
John's killing me. I'm sorry.
but the thing is, I should have bought the roads. I think I'm going to get the roads the next time.
John, don't act. I'm sorry,
Oh,
John. Don't act all like innocent. Don't come in here and act like, oh, I didn't know what he meant.
Yeah, every one of his pictures that you see of him, he's like, is surprised, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, really? I didn't think that. Listen,
He does this. Oh,
right.
That hand thing there.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I know. Listen, here's my tip to make you get 1,000 subscribers, John. Get rid of the ting ting and then go knock knock next week. You will knock it out of the ballpark.
It will shake people up.
No,
Just
listen,
one time.
One time.
Mr. Microphone.
That's his thing.
He's too old to get. He does not get. He doesn't have AM radio. And
Sammy doesn't sleep.
I don't know what he's taking, but besides youth pills, I'm gonna.
Sammy
He doesn't understand
sleep.
AM. He thinks that's a band or something,
Right?
or time of day.
But what is this? Seriously, exact time. I did a video on some other wireless mics, not too many. Oh, I watched you do that one actually, and I almost bought those ones that you suggested. I'm trying to think of which ones they were. I can't remember, but they were good. They're pretty good. And then he says he does have the Rode wireless. I think, listen, the new ones are definitely head and shoulders above anything that you can buy, but they're expensive. But if you go and get the cheaper ones now, even I would pick up somebody's used ones, or I would pick up for $199 or $150. I can find those. I would pick up the Rode wireless goes.
Yeah, I mean, I would play with it if I didn't have a million other things to play with. I think that'd be interesting. You know,
he's got the Comicas, yeah, the XD2s, I think they're called, and I almost bought those. John, what's John saying here?
Well, I'm laughing because I'm
level
thinking,
of live streaming. I know
he just burned up his 20 hours of StreamYard in one time.
No, this is paid for, bro.
Oh well, then you're fine. All right.
Yeah, I'm not that cheap.
We'll see what Mother's
Not
Day.
that cheap.
We'll see what you get from.
Did you see the setup? Look at this. I don't think you realize how much money this is, even though this thing won't focus.
Well,
Put the focus box in the middle.
So you're not cheap when you're spending on yourself, but we'll see when you buy me dinner.
Is this thing going to focus?
No.
It doesn't even focus. No, I put the focus point right in the middle because I don't want to use iFocus, and it doesn't even focus.
Yeah, you'll work those bugs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit Paul Burke level of live streaming, except it's probably, well, I don't know. Paul's done some hour pluses. I don't know. He's gone an hour and a half. But
listen, what does that say about us, or what does it say about the 11 people that are still watching?
Well, I fear that we should probably call the authorities and have it checked on these people because it's not a good sign.
Now we got 12. There's just more people keep on coming in.
Probably a moderator.
These are bots. They're bots.
They're bots now. Sammy bot. Brian bot.
They're all bots.
The little capsule mic sounds pretty good to me.
Oh, you know, I want to bring this up in case you guys, you know that the girl Melody, whatever her name is, that does the live streaming too. John has her as admin now, but anyway, you're looking right. I
didn't want to say it, but
thanks, okay. John. Right. I know.
Everybody put a thumbs up if you agree that the autofocus is happening.
Now we know why the people used to chase him home in high school. Jesus. He's very angry.
Oh, you got personal. Yes, Melanie. How?
I had to fight those people for those people that got chased, you know.
I did that too, but I moved a lot, so I got chased a lot.
Right. What are you still doing here? What are you guys still doing here?
Did you have a point about Melanie? Because you kind of
yes,
Melanie or a Melanie? I know.
Right. This is my wife. Don't tell her we're talking about
it. She's had it.
Only the best for me. And then she didn't even Yes, she didn't even capitalize my name. I'm
worthless.
Buy me
a 12-inch hot dog at Costco food court, and I'm going to get a 42 pack of toilet paper while I'm there, and you're buying it.
Jesus. So yeah. So exactly. Which I loved her. I've watched some of her stuff, and I love her energy and everything. So she actually went and she made a comment on my mic booster video. That was one of my latest things I did. And then I don't know if she knew me from anywhere and she looked, or she was like looking at him, because she just made a comment that she bought a cloud lifter for $150. And so she was like, wow, I wish I would have saw this the week previous. And then that's what's crazy, right? Because if you're in the same field, a lot of times you find yourself, like, I have no idea how Mint Green found me. I'm subscribed to him.
The FBI wanted list.
I don't think he's subscribed to me. Maybe now he is. He should be.
I think
for God's sakes, he should have.
You just, How
many subs do I have? I mean, this guy should be subbing to me.
Okay. Everybody else, the vanity to look up your sub count during a live telethon.
I'm going to go check in and see if he did. Oh, God, I think he did.
He did. He said he subbed. I saw him. If you would read the comments of the good people.
Sarcastic.
Oh.
Wait, what did that just say?
It's just...
Oh, that's why you said the food. That's why you said the... Oh, God, I am a little slow with this.
The first thing is admitting you have a problem, John.
I'm a little slow.
Jesus Christ. You've got your own 10-minute delay on this guy.
God, it's nothing to do with StreamYard. It's all me.
My God. No wonder your wife just wants to pound you in the head sometimes. I'm talking, you're hearing me 10 minutes later.
Brian, I'm 74 now. I'm 74.
No, he unsubbed. You were at 373 and now you're at 372.
I just checked. I was 74.
Well, he was kidding.
I'm losing subs.
John, it's a joke, man. Just, you gotta grasp.
I lost two subs. Lost 2 subs in 42 seconds.
It's because you didn't recognize. First of all, you crap all over the Blue Yeti, and then you won't read the people's stuff. And
listen, I'm gonna tell you the God's honest truth right now. I think we're gaining traction with the Blue Yeti thing right now.
Well, there may be more haters out there than they're living in the shadows, and they didn't know they could come out.
just thanks.
I don't know. You're probably better off anyway. I mean,
oh God,
this is like Troll Central.
Where did this was? See, I don't care what anybody says. You know how people say things are meant to be. No one says that. No one says that.
Yeah, I mean they do. I've heard.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the whole Lita thing. I started live streaming that week. That was my first like continuous live stream for the channel.
Right.
And the same Thursday, which was a first of the month, I decided to do Lita, even take it on, even though I was starting a live stream. And I was like, meeting everybody through there was just meant to be. I mean, it's just such a great crowd. I don't know if it's like this every time, but
I don't know. I don't think so. But I think what was good about it was there was such a variety of different types of people too. It wasn't just one type. There were so many crossover types of people doing so many different type of things that had assets that could be shared. And I was pretty amazed at the amount of that. But the enjoyment of meeting people in this group was beyond any expectations I would have had. And are you going to put your wife's comment up there or not?
I don't know. She's trolling me. You don't even have to have you guys do it.
She just friended me on Facebook, so it's going to be a good troll session.
Oh, good. Great. Now she's in the inside group.
Yeah, she's a cool kid.
Good for you. She's almost at 200, and I could swear it was just like a week ago. She was like at 170. So she's really cranking them up there.
That's great. That's great.
I better not be.
I would die if like everybody went in and just yanked their subs back just to troll you. That's really funny.
No, YouTube does that anyway. I hope you know that.
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of random, man.
It's like all of a sudden you'll have like X amount of subs, and then say you get like 5 that day, then all of a sudden you go to sleep. There's 3 missing.
Yeah.
And then those 3 come back the next day.
No,
I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Got to keep your panties on and just weather the storm. They'll be back. most of the time.
Yeah, I think they're just checking like if they're legit. I think
I don't know.
So
who knows with these guys? So I didn't know that people were great then too, but this time seemed to emphasize connecting with people. Yeah.
This is he just started a channel.
Okay.
So he's at 17 subs, and he said last week that he just like told his friends basically. So this is huge, like this is what it's all about. People starting their channels. Jeffrey, you're going to be doing it soon.
I am. I had a personal week, so I didn't get everything I wanted up, but I do have a YouTube channel that has started. I don't have my content up yet, but if you want to get a head start, you can go to you can go to youtube.drumupstudio.com, but I want to get it out there. And then when John promotes it, everybody remember this telethon and come help this little kid who's just trying to get a break. I'm just trying to get a break on the little YouTube web. And I want to sell cookies and I want my mom to like me. So just come sub me.
Who are you talking about, John Pullum or me?
Me. I'm talking about me.
About
me. I'm telling your chat. Huh?
You're selling cookies?
Jesus, your wife is a saint.
Is this metaphoric?
How?
You're so deep, dude.
This is just, I got 2 hours with you and I want a divorce.
You're so deep. I heard everything you said, and she says
I know
the same
you did,
thing.
and this is why
she does the same thing. She's like, you don't hear a word I'm saying. I hear everything she's saying. It acts like I don't pay attention to anything because I am like, I hear everything. It just comes in. I hear everything.
Well, you're like a cat. You hear it. You just don't care.
I don't care.
You've got the cat filter audio stuff going on, and you're filtering as in live.
That
noise suppression, wife suppression.
20% of all the videos on YouTube have a cat in it.
I don't need that. I don't need that information.
Make a video with a cat in it.
Oh, well, we should do a cat video as we're doing Blue Yeti.
John, he's too much.
He's hilarious. This is why he's gonna beat all of us on everything. But
he's too much.
He's hilarious, and wow, this has been great. So,
all right. Do we have to go to sleep tonight?
We don't. We're gonna have an after party.
I don't know.
You and we're gonna get some food. You and I. Maybe we'll swing by and pick up Sammy. He's not too far.
What is Sammy talking about?
Sammy's having his own conversation with Sammy.
He's going to the short. Sammy lives by the Short Hill Malls. The Short Hills Mall.
Okay, I don't know if I know what that is.
I'm just telling you. Like, put it this way, and I'm not kidding you.
Downtown Milwaukee.
It's like the average house over there is $1 million.
Oh well, yeah. I'm not gonna live there.
He lives by Summit. There's a big pharmaceutical company that gives all the taxes to that town.
I'm sure Sammy's putting a lot of tax money into that company because his big channel is making money now, and so he's got to pay taxes on that channel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that he makes the connection with the pharmaceutical company. I was like, he takes a lot of pills, and
we know why he stays up all night long now, right? Oh, that's cool.
Wow, this is great. I give props to everybody.
Let's make sure you guys get those links down there because I would love to drop a link on all you guys, and that would be great. Lovely.
Put and when he's talking about it, he's saying in the comments after the video processes tomorrow, not here in this live comment,
no,
down below in the comments when the video processes, put a comment, say hi.
Yeah.
And even if you just do that, it's gonna let us
connect.
It.
And for us starters, and I'm going to need it too. We want to get that 100. We want to get the vanity plate. No, the cat edition. It's going to be a mic that's like, I work today. Maybe I don't work today. I'm going to scratch the hell out of your couch. So the Yeti's just going to mess up your couch, pee on the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to stink. It's going to be hair in your mouth.
Yeah, as you get close to the Yeti, you can smell pee. It's not going to be great. And they'll scratch your face.
Here's John. Here's John.
He doesn't know where the end button is. Oh my god, he's so right. You've lost sight of the StreamYard end button. I'm a cat. You know what it is, John? I've turned into a set deal when you're a hostage and you turn into their friend.
You could say all you want. There are people on here. This guy, look at this.
They don't want to be here for you. They feel trapped. What's that, guys? What's the kidnapper thing where you're kidnapped? I can't think. I'm getting old.
They're here for the subs?
No, when you get kidnapped and then you start becoming friends with the kidnappers.
Marriage?
Stockholm syndrome. Thank you. Stockholm. Not that's Stockholm. I think he meant to put an M. But yes.
Sweden?
Yeah, I have Stockholm syndrome. And every one of these people that are writing right now are trapped in a cycle of psychological abuse right now of the stream.
Oh God. I don't know. Really? Stockholm.
I know that's a typo.
That's like a UFC hold.
I should not laugh, man. My grammar during Lita was
mine's
insanely
horrible.
embarrassing, but I couldn't stand correcting myself on 4,000 videos a day.
Mine is horrible.
Yeah.
My wife will tell you too. And I won't lie about that. I am so bad with my grammar and spelling.
No, she mentioned that when we were chatting.
She did.
We're private. We're private DMing about you right now.
I won't be surprised. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for her support with this YouTube channel, because there's a lot of work involved with all this, and my son and her are big supporters of it. Stop laughing. I'm trying to be serious.
No, I know you're because you're worried about when you end this thing in 6 hours. I get it, but John makes a very good point. I haven't seen too many people really opening extra windows to subscribe in many lives either. I think it's a pretty amazing thing.
I've seen it happen, but the thing is, what here is we're all new and we're trying to be supportive of each other, and we come here to talk about what our trial, like tonight's fun, right? We're just getting whatever,
we're kicking tires,
and we're having fun, and we're just bull crapping and having some fun. But the truth of the matter is, we're all trying to like have different scenarios in the way we set things up, but also there's a lot of information we're going to go through each week that we have a live stream about some of the things that we use and some of the things that are very useful and wasteful, and maybe it doesn't fit your situation or does. I mean, there's just a lot of info that you have to figure out. What the heck is going on here?
I'm sorry. This blue Yeti thing is just beautiful.
I'm telling you, we definitely hit something here.
Do you see the comment there?
I'm going to catch up. I'm 80 minutes behind. I'm 90 minutes. What the hell is this? Is it being supported? It's just like a squirrel trap. Get out of the room. Right. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I had a pet squirrel when I was a child.
Oh, this doesn't not shock me. And I think it's really one that was in your brain. It was an imaginary squirrel that you were chasing around as a youngster. You didn't really, you still chase squirrels. You can't focus. So the Blue Yeti is the best mic commented. The Blue Yeti is the best mic.
Who the hell is this?
A genius.
What do they have, bots on here? This is Blue
Yeti
right here.
Who had another Gmail account who made a quick one and just trolled you. I want to party with this person.
It's Sammy.
It's probably Sammy. I want to party with this person.
I got a feeling it's
funny.
It's I think that's exactly who I think it is right there. Never call me again. I think so. The Squirrel Yeti.
And is it over yet? Oh, I just said your wife just said, is it over yet?
I know. What I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna end this stream, and I'll keep the audio on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go upstairs afterwards. And we'll keep it running.
Is it over yet?
It will get a million views.
Somewhere upstairs, your wife just realized what we're saying, and she is having a laugh at your expense, which is awesome.
My wife knows how crazy I am. Trust me.
My wife does too, man. They probably get along.
You know how many times she stopped me in the mall parking lot from beating somebody up? You don't want to go there.
Got to hit 120. Jesus.
Pounds?
My question now is, do we really wait the 5 minutes for the 2 hours just because that will be the longest stream ever on?
Where is it? I can't believe there's 11 people here still. What do you people do at night?
Wow. Someone needs to collect these people. These souls are lost into.
It's not Sammy.
I want to know. Not me, but super funny. I have a feeling. I want to know who this is, because that was some funny stuff right there.
It's my son.
Yeah, well, I just got super trolled too by John. That's funny. I know you'll put it up there because that suits you, but
that's my son's. That's my wife must be on his computer. I don't know how the heck
she knows how to use a computer. John, don't act like
that's my son's YouTube account.
Well, maybe.
Oh, yeah. You can
Yeah.
subscribe to this too if you want to give this kid a few subscribers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
That's
Yep.
my son.
That's awesome.
He has Matt's Mission. He does Roblox and gaming and stuff.
Absolutely.
What else?
Did you see John Pullum's? But my wife.
Yes, Jeffrey's wife knows how
Yeah.
crazy you are, John. Jeffrey's does?
Yeah.
You told her?
Yeah.
You don't even know me.
No, I didn't tell. You're not getting the joke. He's
Probably
basically,
Did I miss it?
well, he's basically dissing on me that my wife, Oh, never mind, John. We'll have a sidebar conversation after your 3 hours.
I'm not going to go there because it's beyond my rudeness. I have standards.
Oh,
And I can't make it to Indiana that fast either.
you're almost there. We got 3 minutes.
I've been to Indianapolis before though. Right in the square. Right in the middle of the square.
Who are you talking to?
Don't you live in Indiana? Oh, you live in Ohio.
I think I've mentioned Milwaukee like 15 times tonight,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
Jesus, your wife
Oh
is a
my
saint.
God.
Yeah.
I had a broken back when I did it. What the hell? My phone is going to die.
John,
so
you are literally now having a conversation
with my wife.
With a person in your head.
Who's this person? This is great.
I love that your wife is trolling it. She says, my phone is going to die. So I messaged from his.
I know, from my son's phone.
That is amazing.
Awesome. He's
well,
a
I
good
hate to
kid,
say,
man.
but John, your sub count's down to like 102 now.
Mine's going lower. My son's is going up, but that's worth it.
Well, it's about right.
My son's he's such a good kid.
I've been in Indianapolis, PASIC's there, which is the Worldwide Percussion and Arts Convention. I have to go. Hey, Brian lives there. Brian Paul lives right downtown or close to downtown.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, that's probably where you saw that. So I'm thinking about going and getting to Jimmy John with him. And,
Which Jimmy John? The food place?
Yeah, he did a live the other day from Jimmy John.
Oh, okay.
So I told him I was going to go there and yeah.
That's a 17-hour drive, I think, for me.
Yeah, it's like 5.
I did it. I did it 17 hours and I went straight through, I think. And I went there for the motorcycle GP race.
Oh,
I broke my back 2 weeks before that.
Yeah, they got that big convention center down there, and they have like a 3-day like International Percussion Arts Center group there, and I've done it a couple times with some of the guys who do the jazz master classes. So I go there and support that deal, and I know they have another one in the fall. I might head out there and check it out.
A lot of culture down in your area, like as far as where you live, because I've never been to Milwaukee, so like in comparison of like New York area or like New Jersey.
Well, I mean Milwaukee's gonna be much smaller, but I mean Milwaukee has many festivals of different. It's such a diverse place actually. So we're called the City of Festivals, and we have every festival for everything down at the Summerfest grounds on the lake. But if you like music, Summerfest is the largest music festival in the world. By far. It's 10 days. It's got like 40 stages plus some headlining stages. They're all there on Lake Michigan. You just come down, pay your thing to get in, and you can walk around for free music at one of the stages all day. It's amazing.
If I make it out, if I head out west that way, I'll definitely make a note to just stop in and say hi. Oh,
we should do it. Yeah, if you stop in, and we may go heckle the HD people at the Harley Davidson Museum.
Yeah, I think that I'm on there. I think they have a picture of me on the wall.
I've played there a couple of times. It's kind of an interesting crowd. They're supportive, but it's Harley Davidson.
Sammy, you live right by the Short Hills Mall. We can get over there and go shopping over at those expensive stores that I can't afford.
Yeah, well, says here that John said he's gained 4 more subs between Sammy's show and this one that I'm not even on. I would say by now, John, he's
on it. Yeah,
I think you are the third guest. What do you mean at this point?
Yeah, I'm not on here. He's been on here the whole time.
I've seen John's photo more in the last hour than your face. To be honest,
John, I have said more words from John than Jeffrey has spoken.
This is true. I've been pretty quiet. And we haven't talked about a mic in 30 minutes.
No, we're done with mics.
This is the trim part. This is the after-hour party. Right. We got you to 2 hours. We did it. I can't believe it.
Here's the thing.
Insanity.
Just buy a USB mic, people. That's all. That's all you got to do.
We're exhausted. Just get a USB mic. We don't care what it sounds like. It's your screen.
Here's right here. People say the Blue Yeti is It's a wasted. What if not? It's
I want to know who this is.
it's
I
oh
want-
God.
I want to know who this is.
I think it's definitely Never Call Me Again, because he's probably got that sense of humor. I think
it feels like it. That is
very
genius.
sarcastic and smart and witty.
Yeah,
I think it's him.
We got to be friends. That's
Not
too funny.
Not that everybody here isn't witty. I mean this in the best way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You can get on the mic all you want. It's not gonna make you sound smarter.
It doesn't.
No. Your IQ points don't go up. Doesn't work.
Oh God, you guys! I don't know. I have to get up for work tomorrow.
Yeah,
I was 11 o'clock.
I was up at 5 a.m. this morning doing stuff. So.
5.
I had a little father medical thing I had to deal with today, and so
you told me you had to get up. Oh, that's right.
I had to go downtown to deal with my dad's that medical thing. So we're dealing with that, which is fine. Good enough.
Good.
But I'm not built for 5 a.m. wake up calls, people. That's not my thing.
Most of the last 10 years is me up at 5:15.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't love it, but that's the truth.
I'll go to bed at 5, but I ain't going to get up at 5. That's just ridiculous. But
all right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Blast. This has been great.
It's been great. Thanks for coming
on.
It
might be mint green.
You think it's mint green?
That mint green might be the other one. I think Mint's a lurker.
Oh, he would.
A genius.
Yes.
And I could see, but I don't know. I don't know. Someone needs to expose themselves at some point, because that's some good stuff.
Oh, Sammy's in Maplewood. I literally work 10 minutes away from Maplewood, and Sammy has a fantastic deli or two in his town, like top-notch delis. Incredible.
You should go there and buy him an ice cream. That didn't really work out.
I'm not.
Just stay away from it.
Stalking. I think he's stalking, but we'll stalk him. We're gonna have a mini Sammy now.
We're gonna put him up in aisle 3. Put him next to the green beans in the.
We had mini Callie, now we have mini Sammy.
We got canned Sammy, and we got mini Callie.
Canned Sammy, great. Oh, great!
Like spam.
Ever have Sammy in the can?
Right.
This guy gaining 2 subs. See, look at this. Everybody loves this stream because what happens when everybody sub to each other? They're done with me.
You guys remember this sub love when I get my stuff set up tomorrow, because I'm gonna comment on this YouTube thing, and when you guys
I think you got like 200 or 300 people probably waiting for that.
Yeah, I probably have a quick 300 probably when I'm ready with the people I know, but
the way you butter the biscuit,
I'd rather have streamers than musicians.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
Okay.
He's asking.
Yeah, it's right now, to make it easy. It's Drum Up Studio. But if you URL youtube.drumupstudio.com, that'll take you right to the page. But it's Drum Up Studio, and I'm just getting it started, so I didn't over promote it. I wanted to work on it even more today before I got on here, but some personal things came up. But I'll get it going. But if you guys sub, some stuff's coming out here pretty quick in the next weeks, and I'm excited about. So,
yeah, I really think you're gonna knock everything out of the ballpark, to be honest.
Oh man, I appreciate that, and whatever happened, I try to keep my expectations low. I'm just having fun, and man, I really appreciate being on here, and I learned something, and have a good time. And all these people, of course, are.
Well, the best thing is, right, it's just I think we talked about some fun mics and just making some comparisons, and people just like that. But we had a blast having a fun time, and that was a good time.
Important. It's important to have some fun. I mean, you want to take the stuff seriously like we did at the beginning, but I think it's at the same time we overthink this, and we make it too serious too. I think having some caution about not overspending. I'm talking about maybe the good way to get into this, where you're learning, where you're not overspending, and you can either reuse that equipment. Like I took my jelly combs and use them as side cameras for things down the road.
Right. Improvising on every situation you can.
Right. Reusing stuff. I really like the idea of being scrappy. I like that word.
Right.
But I think, do that. If you have the money, great. But
I'm going to tell Mel you said that.
I told her in stream I'm stealing it. I like that word. I'm not going to use scrappy content because that was hers, but I like scrappy, so I'm going to use that. So,
I'm not going to use her word, but I'm just going to say I'm scrappy, but I'm crappy.
Well, just say you're crappy. I'm right
crappy.
To it. Just
I'm crappy, but I'm scrappy.
I just want to hear you say I'm crappy, and then I'm okay with everything.
Oh God, everybody's still commenting. Like, how can you stop this? But these 10, like, it just
Here,
doesn't
I'll
stop.
I'll put up mine on the thing, and then you can post it, right? If I type it in the comments, you can put it in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want you guys to feel obligated, but you can just go
but you better do it. But you better
no,
do it.
no. I mean, it's nothing there yet, really. I'm just working on it. There's some pictures and
No, but I got a feeling there's going to be some genius stuff on there because I've talked to you and I've seen what you're really talking about.
I'm
with a lot
excited.
of
I
stuff.
got some things I'm really excited about, and some people really committed to me with on, and we've talked. And I'm really excited about that, and we'll see what happens. But
So Sammy, I don't know where that Bagel Chateau is, but I'll take a look and
Google's
see
your
where
friend.
it is. Yeah, I could take a look, and that's no issue to find out where that is. Bagel, but he's got it. But before we meet up with Sammy, he's got to be 18.
Okay,
Sammy's like 17, I think.
is he? So
I
you
think
can't
so.
vote yet. Okay, you could type in your 777,
God.
not private chat, but the main one in StreamYard.
But what I want to do.
Oh yeah, private. I
you
typed it in here. Oh yeah.
That was the
okay.
private.
I typed it in the main YouTube chat. I thought.
Oh,
maybe
you did.
Yeah,
But that's good. Go check it out down at the. Are you talking about the comments or no?
The
Listen.
YouTube comment. Can't you put it up there like superstar? You can't. You put my little.
No,
my
you
little,
can't do that.
You can't take mine, even though I commented on YouTube. Really?
No,
Weird.
If I go because
I'm in the comments.
You set that in private chat.
No, I didn't. I put it in the YouTube. YouTube up. I'm looking at the YouTube comments on YouTube.
Yeah. Let me see.
Live.
Let me see.
I'm right under John and probably right over John because John and Sammy are pretty much now just taking.
No, so yours doesn't show up.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, it is what it is.
That's an interesting thing. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you guys. If you're messing with the Rodecaster, and you can switch it to multi-channel. Okay, you have to go into the settings, and then you can hit multi-channel, and then you can have like the 14 separate tracks. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing a podcast or whatever. Stop laughing. Just wait a second.
I'm sorry.
If you go into StreamYard and you have that setting set to be used, you will not be able to use StreamYard with it on Windows. So just keep that in mind if you have a Rodecaster, and you'll have to go back and take multi-channel off, unplug your USB, plug it back in, and then just use Rodecaster Pro as your main audio. I've done it 10 times and it never works. So, but John is all the way in that's in Westfield. That's a different town. That's a little bit. That's a different town, John. There's a ton of Dable. What the hell is? What the? Hold on.
Oh, somebody made. Oh, I'm moving myself. Hang on.
Hold on.
All right, here we go. It's there you go. YouTube.drumupstudio. I just made it easier. I did a redirect, so because I don't have a vanity, and I'm like, whatever.
See, he's a genius.
Or you could just do Drum Up Studio. You'll find it. Search.
He's a genius. See.
Well, I know a lot about tech. I know a lot about websites for sure.
That's good. I think you're gonna do amazing. All right, listen. Let's
appreciate.
Let's do this, and then also, I hope one day when you do a live stream, you ask me to come on. I would love to do that. Now look at now you came up. Now all of a sudden, I see weird. This.
Huh? But I think I did show up because I see myself on there. But I think that you were talking and you did your I don't want to listen to my wife thing.
No, I'm looking right now and I don't see it anywhere else.
But yeah, I would. I absolutely look forward to having you on. There's quite a few topics. I think it would be really enjoyable for you and I to get on and have these conversations and hang out for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everybody showing up. Please, like
Thank you guys. It was fun.
Said, yeah, it was a blast. You guys made it, and it's always about you guys anyway. Without you guys, it's not fun. Okay. And everybody who showed up, I appreciate that. We had a blast, like usual. And make sure you go back, put the comments down below. Everybody's still making comments, aren't they? Mm-hmm. But he's got 2 subs. No, Drum Up Studio. I'm a sub, by the way. And thank you. I appreciate that.
I love that you haven't even. Well, I haven't given out my thing because I'm just putting it together. So, but I appreciate you guys for subbing already when there's not anything on there. But I'll have some videos up here in no time.
Yeah, and we had a great time. Thanks, Sammy, for coming in. Thanks, John Pullum.
Yep.
Thank you, Everyday Tech. Thank you, Sammy Superstar.
Mint
Thanks,
Green.
Brian Paul. Mint Green. Thank you. Never Call Me Again. Thanks, Mike Hall. Thank you for all of you. We had a blast also. And we'll catch you next week, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Please be sure to watch, and we'll talk about the next fun topic.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
You guys have fun.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. It was a
I had a
blast.
great time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon. Take care. Take care. Have a good night, Aaron. See you later.
Thanks, Aaron.
Bye, guys. Is
Is this
are we
where the Hulk
dancing?
flies out? Is this
Wait, should I do this?
It's like the end of a Starsky and Hutch where they just and they freeze.
People don't know who
1980.
Starsky and Hutch
No,
is. There's only 4 people that know that.
I know, but you and I know we freeze at the
Thank
end
God.
of every 80s show, and it's like, oh, we laugh. Ha, ha. You know what I'm talking about. We
Yes.
all laugh at the end and like chips. Ho, ho, ho.
And then they freeze
They
them.
freeze. Oh God, TV is so bad back then. I'm
I
telling
love
you.
it.
Even as a kid, I'm like, what the hell did I just see?
Just the good old boys.
It's a good old boys.
Never meaning no harm.
Oh, he's
In-
faster than a chicken with 3 legs. Ah.
In trouble with the law since the day they were born.
Friday nights. Making no way.
Look at these guys.
All
All right, guys. You guys need to go. Should we just do another hour? Should we just stop
No,
right
we've
now?
got to let these people go.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. See you later.